Ugh. Oh, okay. Not too long ago, a good friend of mine came up to me and asked me a question that I never thought I would ever have to answer in my lifetime. He, just like me, is a blerd. Of course, y'all know I'm a Blerdicorn. And he asked me a question that still makes me think to this day. He says, Montel, can I ask you something rather weird? I said, yeah, what's up? He said, is it okay to be a blerd? And I said, what kind of question is that? And then he started to explain to me why he asked that question. So we're going to explore that question, and I'm going to give my opinion, my perspective on being a blerd. So if you're ready, I'm ready. Brain, mouth, heart, gear, passion, love. So, let's do this. It's been a while since I've done this, so I'm looking forward to this topic. So, get ready. Hey everybody, it's your boy Montel. What's going on? How's everybody doing? Hopefully you guys are having a fantastic day, week, month, year, millennium. It's 2024 officially. This will be the first video of the channel for 2024, and I want to make sure it's a positive one, but it's also a one of retrospect, and just contemplation. So thank you so much for joining me. Thank you to everyone who has subscribed to my channel, despite the fact that I haven't had new content up here recently. I have had to go through a bit of a transformation and metamorphosis. I had some medical issues for a while there, and to everyone who gave me love and checked on me, thank you so much for that. But I am back, minus a body part, but I'm good. I am perfectly fine. And if you're here for the first time, hello. My name is Montel. I am a YouTuber, Twitch streamer, podcaster. I'm on Instagram. I like to bring positivity everywhere. I'm also on TikTok now, which is rather shocking, but the love I've been getting there has been wonderful. I like to bring positivity everywhere. I like to bring blurs from the dark into the light. That way they can see that it's okay to be a blerd. And at the recording, it is Black History Month. So we are celebrating all the accomplishments and all the contributions from all of our Black and blerd creators and innovators and history makers and all sorts of things. Everybody who has contributed to this country in some way, shape, or form of melanation should be given their props, whether they're well known or maybe not so well known, but that's okay. So let's jump into it. So y'all know I have been a blerd all my life. I've said this countless times. I have said this over and over and over. You can check previous videos where I've said this, and I continue to be in that mindset. So with that being said, to have one of my friends that I've known for a few years ask me, is it okay to be a blerd? Well, I had to ask why. So he had a situation where he was talking to some folks about anime. Of course, we already know anime is one of the most polarizing topics when it comes to race and representation and everything else. So they were having a conversation about anime characters. And of course, the topic came up of race, and it also delved into cosplay, and then it started delving into gaming, and then it started delving into writing and just all sorts of things, even the specific fandoms. And he said, I felt kind of weird because I wasn't sure if I was even part of the conversation, despite the fact that this man has been a celebrated blerd all his life. And he just came into his tribe maybe 5 or 6 years ago. And I looked at him with real concern, and I said, my man, let me explain something to you. It is more than okay to be a blerd. In fact, it is your God-given right to be a blerd, to celebrate loving comics, watching anime, going in cosplay to a convention, chatting with people about board games, playing Dungeons and Dragons, loving Star Trek, loving Star Wars, loving Battlestar Galactica, anything like that. Don't ever let anyone tell you that it is not okay. We have people out here who are so dead set determined, basement virgins, to make us believe that we do not matter. When in actuality, we contribute just as much, if not more, to the entire culture of nerddom. Some of the most prolific people, some of the most amazing and influential people have contributed to the passions that people have either awoken to or were afraid to explore because they were worried about what other people thought. I'm here to tell you, you have to stop listening to people who aren't going to contribute to what you love. If they're not supportive of you, then leave them be. If they're not going to introduce you to something new, walk away from them. Because those are the people who are going to continue to try to keep you on their side of the line. So it continues to be in Hatfields versus McCoys type scenario. I'm not down for that. I will encourage anyone from here until the end of eternity, because being a Blerd for me means a great deal. In my journey, I have met some of the most incredible people, the most influential and inspirational people. I have learned so many different things. I have discovered so many different things. I have decided to delve into different areas. I've learned a lot. I have found things that I didn't even realize I was passionate about until I gave them a try, and things that I thought I was passionate about, but I wasn't, but I was still a fan. I still an admirer, and I was able to differentiate what works for me, what makes my heart beat fast, what gets me excited, what makes me scream out loud to the top of my lungs. I am a proud Blerdicorn, and I want to bring people along with me. So I looked at them and I said, what do you love? What are some of the things that you love? He gave me the list, and I said, and you've loved these for how long? He told me how long. I said, when you think of these things, where does it put your heart? Where does it put your spirit? How does it make you feel? And when I asked him that, he smiled so big, and he said, I feel like a kid. No matter what I go through at work or with my family or any kind of consequences or problems, whenever I come back to this, I am at peace. I am at ease. I can relax. I can let the world go. And I said, that in itself is the main reason why you are a Blerd, because it is your safe space. It is a place that you can go to be your best self. Maybe you're even inspirational and you found motivation to do something. Or you see someone that's doing the same thing and you want to get to know them, and you happen to meet them and you have this conversation. You have now met a brother and a sister in the community and a lifelong friend. You'll find allies that love the same things, that maybe have felt the same feeling of being ostracized and separated from the herd, if you will. I know that feeling more than anyone could ever imagine. At the young, tender age of 55, I have dealt with that more than I can ever imagine. If you ask yourself that question, is it okay to be a Blerd? Then ask yourself the question, what's making me feel like I'm not? Because there are people out there who are dead set determined to try to be purists when it comes to fandoms and cultures and passions, anything like that. No, I'm not tolerating that at all. You can be a purist as far as what you see, but you don't have the right to excommunicate somebody because they're not up to your standard. What is your standard? What is your standard? What is your benchmark? If your benchmark is unreasonable, then you have no right whatsoever to tell me that my love for Yu-Gi-Oh! Isn't the same as yours because I'm not a competitive player or I don't watch the anime. I've seen all of the animes. I play the card game. I was competitive at one point. I'm a casual player. I'm also a Yu-Gi-Oh! Judge. I wait for someone to come to me and tell me that I'm not passionate about it. Based on what? Your requirements? You're a baby in this whole thing in comparison. Just like anyone who says, well, you're not a real fan and da-da-da-da-da, and you've only been on this earth a drop in the bucket. If you're in your 20s and you're screaming at people that you're not a real anime fan or you're not a real comic fan to someone like me, I'm going to laugh in your face. Like, sir, ma'am, however you designate, I'm not even going to say, let me explain. I was at the Church of Saturday Morning Cartoons before you were even a concept. before you were even an accident, before you were even a case in a courtroom. Don't get me started. If you love what you love, no one has the right to tell you otherwise. If you are passionate about whatever you do, no one has the right to tell you that it is not the right thing to do. If you want to create, and that's another facet, people want to create for different reasons. If you're trying to create to be famous, okay. Doesn't mean that doesn't mean unless you're a Blerd, no, but that also means that your focus is different, because now you are only worried about how you're seen and how many people are going to follow you and subscribe to you, go to your Patreon and go to your YouTube and then throw money at you. No. And if you're a Blerd owned business, even now more so than anything, if you're a Blerd owned business, it is imperative that you stay true to what you're trying to achieve. I know it's going to get frustrating. I know it's going to be bothersome. I know there are going to be days that you question why you do what you do. But understand this, people like myself that see your artwork, that see your apparel, that see the creations that you make, we see you. I see you. And I support you. I may not be able to do it financially, but I can share what you're doing with others. I can talk about what I've seen and what I like with others. I can help market and network by word of mouth. As a Blerd in the community, as a Blerdicorn, as a frosty bearded one, I have an opportunity and I have a duty to do that so the community can flourish. So we can have more people like my friend who is never sure if being a Blerd is okay. He can step out of his shell with confidence and a sense of purpose. And then he can go into the world and say, I'm a Blerd. I love it. I don't care what you say. I don't care what you do. Just stay out of my way. You're not here for me. You're not here to help me out. You're not here to be conducive to the overall mission of the purpose. And to the basement virgins out there who are in the community, who claim that they know what's right, what's wrong, that they're experts and everything else. No, you don't. Stay away from me. Stay away from anybody that you want to try to come at and assault and attack and try to question their level of knowledge. At one point, once upon a time, you knew nothing. You knew absolutely nothing about what it was to love comics and anime and cosplay and go to a convention. But once you got a taste, you became insufferable. And then you decided that you were going to just come after anybody and everybody who has a casual cosplay and call them out. Don't do it around me. I promise you it will be a story in someone's news, or it'll be across social media, or be across the internet. I promise you this, because I will defend the new Blerds as well as the older Blerds and the Blerds in between who love what they love, who aren't trying to cause waves. Don't do it. So to my friend that I've known for years, and to all of you who are delving into this for the first time, who are stepping into this beautiful world of Blerddom, you matter in every way, shape, or form, because you have an opportunity, you have a chance to explore something that you're interested in, something that you're curious about. And don't let anybody take you off of that path. Don't let anybody distract you or gaslight you or insult you or degrade you. Don't let anyone do that. And if someone is doing that, you find someone, heck, you can reach out to me and I will be your biggest supporter, because you genuinely love this. You're not trying to cause waves. And the most importantly, you're trying to grow as a Blerd, because you can be influential to someone coming up who sees that you love something unapologetically. And then that will give them the confidence to step out of their shadow and into the Blerd light, to stay nerdy, stay geeky, stay sexy, to be proud in their Blerd, and to walk alongside you. So as I said before, to my friend, to all of you out here, to even people who've been in it for a while who ask that question, is it okay to be a Blerd? Hell yeah, it is. Thank you so much for joining me, you guys. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. I meant to say that before, but you know, when I get something on my heart, I speak on it. Being a Blerd is a beautiful thing. during Black History Month is even more amazing. So if you know someone that's trying to get into it, encourage them to step out of the shadow and step in front of what they love and embrace it and hold on to it and surround themselves with people who are like-minded, who love the same things, that could give ideas and encourage them and inspire them. Okay? Check me out across social media under navymontel. You can't miss me. I'm all over the place, and I'll be doing my Blerdicorn combos. I've got some guests getting scheduled. Just got to find dates, and I am back in my groove, y'all. In the meantime and in between time, as I tell all the beautiful, sexy people do for me, please continue to do this for myself. I thank you. For you, move forward. For others who are exploring, take them along for the ride. And if you're seeing this for the first time and you're not sure, I'm here to tell you, be proud in your blerd. Your journey's just starting, and it's the most amazing trip you're going to make. So please, stay nerdy, stay geeky, stay sexy. I'll see you guys later, okay? Bye now.